12 overheard stories about neighbors who keep life interesting. 12 overheard stories about neighbors who keep life interesting. Neighbors can come with all kinds of personalities. Some are quiet and unobtrusive and don't cause any problems. Others clearly have some kind of superpower, for how else can you explain the fact that they don't seem to sleep at night, walk as loudly as elephants, or fix things 24 hours a day? Whether they're kind or drive you crazy, our neighbors are often thoroughly mysterious personalities. Brightside put together a collection of 10 overheard stories about some amazing neighbors who never allow others to feel bored. I was once waiting for my boyfriend. We'd planned a romantic evening together. I'd showered, put on semi-transparent underwear, put on my makeup and perfume, and all there was left to do was to put in my contact lenses. I can barely see without them. At that moment, I heard the door ring, and I thought, it seems he's on time. I ran up to the door and looked through the peephole. Judging by the silhouette, it was him. I threw open the door, trying to be all sexy, sticking my bust out. It turned out to be some random man, and to the side of him was a woman with 2 young boys, about 14 and 17. The man stood there with his mouth gaping open, and his wife tried to cover her son's eyes. My new neighbors had come to introduce themselves. My home has great acoustics, and I really love to sing. To not upset anyone, I usually sing only during weekdays when none of the neighbors are home. One day I was singing a song, but I stumbled over the lines, having forgotten some of them. I was amazed to then hear a male bass voice continue the song for me, coming from above. We sang to the end together. Now my neighbor and I always sing together, and it seems even our musical tastes are similar. I live in an old apartment block. The stairwell is always extremely dirty. The lights don't work, and no one's cleaned there for years. A young woman, about 23, moved in next door. She put new light bulbs everywhere on the staircase, cleaned away the cobwebs from the ceilings, washed the windows, and swept up the dirt. I came home from work once and she was cleaning again, scraping away the dirt from the handrails. It was now almost pleasant to come into the apartment block. I felt ashamed that those of us who'd been living there a long time had been such pigs. I arranged a meeting with all my neighbors, and we decided to clean up outside the building. We cleared away all the garbage and set out lots of flowers. And then we decided to buy the young girl who had inspired us a present. Recently, my neighbor turned up at the door and said that a snake had run away. My mom and I were terrified and started checking all the corners in our home. We didn't sleep for 2 nights in a row, while our neighbor walked around in a terribly bad mood, shouting something on the staircase. It turned out that our fear had been over nothing. When he talked about a snake, he was referring to his wife. Sometimes I sweep the floor in the stairwell of our apartment block, as it's always great to live in clean surroundings. Yesterday I saw one of my neighbors in the elevator, and he asked me, "Is it you that sweeps up in the hallway?" I immediately thought that he wanted to simply say thanks, but instead he came out with this, "Please don't move the carpets." It really irritates me when they don't lie flat. I always hear a child's voice coming from the apartment above me. It shouts, "Nah, take that." And these words are followed by a cat meowing. One day, I couldn't restrain myself any longer, and so I went upstairs and told them, "Don't abuse your pet." I'll make a complaint." It was at this moment that I heard the well-known child's cry, "Nah." The mother was standing in the door and said to me, "Go take a look and see what's happening for yourself." She led me to the kitchen. What did I see? The little one was putting some cat food in a bowl, and the cat meowed in gratitude. I'm 62, and I'm that very same old woman who constantly runs into people she knows and is dissatisfied with everyone. At least, that's the opinion my neighbors have formed about me, because I've always tried to stop them from throwing garbage down next to the trash can, picking the flowers, drawing graffiti on the walls, and damaging the bus stop opposite our apartment block. They complain to everyone they meet that I've terrorized them into living in the cleanest block in the neighborhood. And I don't intend to apologize for it. My neighbors from the floor upstairs are a young couple who argue constantly. The walls are very thin in our building, so I become a witness to every row. I decided to play something on the piano, because I was feeling sorry for the unhappy couple. A sad but very beautiful melody began to emanate from my fingers. As soon as the first notes resounded, the shouting from above became quieter and then disappeared completely. When I finished playing, I heard the young man and woman start discussing my composition. And then the man told his wife that he was madly in love with her. I once had a very loud argument with my boyfriend at home. My neighbor from upstairs came down to find out what was going on. I was in a very emotional state, so I asked him to go see who was at the door. She refused to talk to him and simply told him to call me. When I emerged to see her, she asked whether anyone, that is, my boyfriend, had hurt me and whether she should talk to them. I told her that everything was okay, but that it was very pleasant to find out that there are people who care about others they barely know. And to think that I always hated my neighbors before that. Now I'm ready to forgive them drilling through the walls on a Sunday morning. I was sitting in my kitchen one morning. My son was still asleep, and I suddenly heard the neighbor's dog begin to howl. It was a long, drawn-out sound that got louder and louder. Before going to work, I decided to drop into the neighbor's. The door opened, and I said, "Hello, could you possibly quieten down your dog? My son is still asleep." At that moment a scowl broke out across her face, and she replied, "That was me, singing." There was a knock at the door one morning. My gigantic neighbor, so tall he almost reached the ceiling, exclaimed in a rumbling, bear-like voice, "What the hell is going on? Where's the music?" He turned on the music, turned the speakers to face out into the hallway, and left. I often put on some music in the morning, and my sound system sits by the doorway. My neighbors love me. It means that no one is late for work, and they've also discovered new groups and artists. We live in a small block of apartments. There are just 6 of them on one staircase. I have no desire to ever move away. We're like one family here, and this family loves listening to music. Something amazing happened today. My neighbor from upstairs asked me when would be the best time for him to do some loud repair work in his home. It seems that he's currently going around all the neighboring apartments trying to find a time when he'll disturb as few people as possible. I said that he could do it any time he wanted and wished him all the best. Essentially, this is the kind of guy who holds the elevator for everyone and greets his neighbors with a smile. If only everyone was that polite.